Every year you elect a new chair, vice chair, secretary if there is one.
It's on there.
So I was told that Tom Giard is stepping down.
Oh boy.
True or false?
True or false?
Oh
True or
my
false?
God.
True. Absolutely true. Bye, Tom. Have a good day.
That's pretty irresponsible, Mike.
It is true.
Oh, here we go. Jesus, you had to get that going.
We are.
Oh, my word.
Yeah. No, we don't know if he's stepping down.
No,
False. It is false.
False. That's
no, it's false. So,
And then, Wayne went on vacation to have his pickle amputated.
Oh, is that where they do pickle amputations? Is it in Florida?
pretty wet.
Pickle plants. Pickle plants.
He had
It wasn't
the new
sunny and
model put
warm
on.
Florida when I went. It was wet and cold.
So true. Absolutely
Oh,
true.
he's back.
So anyway.
I don't think Florida's doing that stuff.
I don't think so either. No.
Yeah.
Either that or he's moving to the villages.
Ooh, baby.
The villages.
A lot
You
of
know what the
pickling
village is,
going on
right?
there.
Oh, my God.
A lot of pickling going on there.
Ooh, boy.
Uh-huh.
Get to know your neighbors really well, I heard.
The villages have the highest rate of VD
I
of
don't
anywhere
doubt
in the country.
it. I don't doubt it.
I don't know. Well, you've been there or what? How do you know?
No, I've
First-hand
never been there.
information?
They don't
No.
care. Look, Paul, you're 80 years old. Would you care?
No.
Come home with all these little pimples on you. You'll worry about that.
And it's 55 and older, right?
Yeah.
92-year-old grandma comes walking at you. Oh, come here. Let me gum you.
Oh, Jesus. There we go.
Oh,
This conversation went downhill fast.
Mm.
kidding.
So
Oh, well. So how was Florida? Cold, I bet.
it was the first couple of days were okay, and then it went downhill from there. Out of the 7 days we were there, 4 of them were rainy and
Oh, God.
cold. For up here, it wasn't bad.
Right.
For down there, they were all freezing down there because it was like mid
They're not
40s,
used to that stuff.
mid 40s and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Friday when we left was sunny and almost 50. Saturday when we went down Friday, came back, and the first day Saturday was nice enough the kids could go in the pool and swim. After that, it got cooler on Sunday. Started to rain a little bit. Monday was sunny but cold with the breeze. And I didn't think about bringing a winter coat.
Of course.
I just brought
Who
a
would
couple
bring
sweatshirts.
a winter coat to Florida?
So I had a couple sweatshirts. That was it.
Wow.
But that's all usually. Because usually you have a cool mornings and stuff like that, and then it warms up in the afternoon. It's nice.
Well,
But
the other part of the state was kind of standstill for a couple days until the snow melted.
northern Florida, they got hammered. They were cold. They were cold.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, along with Georgia and some of those other southern belt
Louisiana,
states.
God, everybody. My God.
Yeah, New Orleans
Texas.
filled with snowmen.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, what the hell is this?
Yeah,
What is that stuff?
We got about half inch of snow. I don't know what to do.
Oh, Billy Bob, what's that stuff there coming down from the sky?
yeah. You got Florida getting ice and snow, and now California's finally getting some rain, but they were burning up still. Right.
Unbelievable.
Nah,
Are they getting rain right now?
I think so.
I think
They're saying like the next 9 days or something. It's
Good.
supposed to rain.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
they
crazy.
haven't had significant rain since June or something
Months.
like that.
Yeah, it's been months.
Like June was like the last significant rain they had.
Mm.
Let me ask you a question. There are 30% of construction workers that are out of work or not working or don't care to work in California. Do you, instead of deporting people, do you set them up in tents and put them to work rebuilding all the houses?
Mhm.
Pay them, but see how bad an immigrant wants to stay in this
What-
country.
Oh, well, they want to stay. Apparently, they jumped across the border, right? But
That doesn't
you're
mean they
talking
want
about
to.
American
I
workers,
say,
right?
how many Americans are looking for
How many-
jobs?
how
Let
many
them do it.
Americans
Right?
are looking for jobs for construction? They're going to be doing a lot of building here shortly.
Well, if there were Americans looking for jobs, they would be filled with, wouldn't they? But they're not.
Not at the wage they're paying. That's the tricky part.
We've talked
How
about
much are
that.
they paying these people?
Yeah.
They're not paying them $30, $40 an hour.
No,
No.
No, they're
I think it's
not.
like 12.
Yeah. It's below minimum wage.
Yeah.
So people are hiring illegal immigrants to save money, to make more money. That's business,
They
right?
do that everywhere. It's
And,
not just
and all these
California.
people that are whining about it are the ones that are whining about it, are the ones that want to keep paying those people
And
cheap wages.
you know they're paying them cash because they're not declaring that money. They're going to pay taxes on it.
So
What do you got, Paul? Nothing? Okay, moving on.
Well,
He's got Juan living in the
no,
garage,
I got a little confused because we went from
having an orgy at the
No.
villages to.
Yeah.
No, like California. Are you saying the people in California are using the immigrants to rebuild houses?
That's not what I said. I said, would you
but who's-
hire?
Well, here's the thing: are they skilled workers? I mean, I don't want some half-ass guy that don't know what the hell he's doing building me a freaking house. Probably fall down with the next windstorm.
Let's say yes, they are.
They're skilled.
Let's, for argument's
All
sake,
right, if they're skilled
Mhm.
in a trade and don't have any, they're not criminals. Put them to work.
Okay.
Why
Would-
not?
Would you put them to work for the $12 an hour,
Well, I
$13 an hour, well below minimum wage, just to get the job done, or would you treat them like any other American
Well, you see,
and
that's-
at least
They may have
pay him
to.
25 or 30.
They may have to do something if they're going to hire them. They may have to. I don't think they can get a Social Security number.
you need a work visa.
Or something they would give.
Maybe there's some process out there like getting visas, green cards, actually
they can
filling out a
speed up
couple
the
pieces of
process.
paper so we
Well, what
know
if they
where
did?
you are, what you're doing.
right. But what if they did? You know what I mean? Like if you and I, like let's say you and I just said screw this place and said let's move to Dublin. We have to fill out paperwork there.
Yes, you would.
Hmm.
This is not, something that is
Yeah, you would.
Unheard of.
You could not legally even cross the border into Canada if you're going to stay there a lengthy time. You'd have to show proof that while you're there, you're going to get a work visa. You just can't walk across and, well, I'm just going to spend the rest of my life here. That's not how it works. The border crossings really
Yeah,
stop.
well, there you go. Why are we different?
Well,
Because we're the United States of America.
we were different because they just let them walk across.
we're the great melting pot.
Melting pot, right?
Well, there's nothing wrong with that, but there's also,
And then the melting pot went out of business. What a great
The
restaurant.
bottom,
I
the
love
bottom
that.
melted right out. Huh?
But there are people right now in this country, gangs, thugs, murderers, that they should pick up and ship their
Oh, they
ass
are.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, they are.
Yeah, they
Those
are.
are- those
They're doing that now.
that'd be number one on my list to get those guys out of here because they are killing people.
They're working on it.
There was there was a post today. I mean, we've heard about ICE, being around, and doing deportations. But let me ask you this: let's say that there's a Peruvian couple that let's take Mexican or any other nationality out of it. Let's say they're
Central
Peruvian.
American.
Right. And they've been here for 10 years.
Mhm.
Okay. And little Paquito was born here. What do you do?
They go back with the parents.
If the parents
That's
aren't
a
illegal,
fight that's going on now with the
Right.
birthright
If the parents
citizenship.
That's what I'm asking.
The
I mean,
parents aren't
It-
illegal.
just because they're
Little
born
Paquito
here,
goes
they
back
do
with
not
Papa.
become citizens automatically if you read the Constitution. The Constitution specifically says if you don't have any jurisdiction elsewhere,
Mhm.
but the United States, then you can be born. The birthright exists. But if you're from another country illegally, doesn't mean that if your child's born here means you're automatically a citizen.
No.
And that has been twisted and turned around so many times.
Mhm.
And even the Supreme Court hasn't followed it properly.
Well, what do they need to do in those cases? They have to look at the case.
They got to look at it as if the parents documented. If they're
and
not,
make
see you
it-
later.
yeah, and make a decision. What they're going to do.
You're not documented, and you've
pick
been
'em up
here
and throw
been
'em
here
out.
10 years. Shame on you. See you.
You've been here 10 years, you haven't filled out the paperwork and applied for citizenship.
You knew better.
Right.
Yeah, you kind of because there were some people in Hartford, I believe, that had that same situation. That they were here for 20 years and they weren't documented, they didn't do anything, and I think they put them up in a church. It was like a couple
even
years
our
ago.
even our own attorney general in
Yeah.
the state of Connecticut went on a rant the other day because he's Chinese born, or if he was born here, but his parents and his grandparents escaped and left China to come here for a better life. But he never did say if they were ever documented or not. That's why he's filing the lawsuit with these other states against Trump to fight this stuff, because he's a product of that. But he never really said if his parents and his grandparents came here, if they ever became documented. And, he must be legit because he's gone through college, he's an attorney, the whole 9 yards. But what did his parents and grandparents do? Did they do the right thing? Who knows?
Well,
Nobody pushed it back
he's
then.
only going to tell you the side of the story he wants you to know.
Exactly.
He's not going to tell you the full
Mhm.
thing. I'm
My
sure they
grandparents-
filed legally to become legal citizens.
my grandparents came over here from Poland or Europe,
Mhm.
wherever they came from. They documented they were married to U.S. citizens.
My great grandparents the same way. They
I
came
mean,
over
how
from
many people that are
Italy and Ireland. They came through Ellis Island.
That's right. They all went through Ellis Island,
Mhm.
and they all became citizens.
Yep.
So
And you had to have a job. You had to learn how to speak English. You had to do all kinds of things. It wasn't just come here and enjoy life.
So you're saying it's? I want to go back to like the comment I made. It's okay to take the kid and away from the parents and go.
No.
No,
no, we're not
Parents go,
saying
the kid goes.
We're not saying that.
the
I'm
kid
just-
goes with the parents.
Yeah, but I'm also saying that it should be looked at. Each individual case like that should be looked at.
If there were kids coming in this country, they had a couple months ago, they had this 2.5-year-old girl walking across by herself. Where were her parents?
Yeah, that's
What's
true.
up with that?
Who would do that for their kid?
Who
Here you
would?
go.
Yeah, right.
Well,
Walking along with a bunch of strangers.
Well,
It's
Probably
like,
figured
That'd be like my grandson who's 2.5.
yeah.
Just trucking it across the border.
yeah, we don't know the situation on the other side of the border, especially with the cartel. Some of those people there really have a hard time because the cartel, let's face it,
they control it.
they
it
control
all.
and they're killing off a lot of people. So, we don't know if they say, let's get her out of here so she could be safe. At
Mhm.
least we'll know she'll survive in the States. So, we don't know the situation. So,
Watch that show Contraband Seized at the Airport. You'll see it.
Yeah.
I mean, especially with the kids part.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
they pull people over for, they've got a 13 or 14-year-old girl with them, and they start asking questions and they don't have answers, and next thing you know, they get a hold of the girl's real parents and find out, she's been missing for 2 days. We don't know where she is.
exactly.
Guess where she was going? Coming to the United
Well-
States to get trafficked.
There's a bunch of kids that are missing. They want to track down. That's part of what Homeland Security is trying to do too, along with getting the
300,000.
deportation and trying to find the kids that are missing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nobody talks about that. That's been going on.
300,000. Supposedly they found 75,000.
I read that number too.
So this whole thing about letting all these people and not having accountability of what's coming into our country, now people are crying about how much it's going to cost to get them out of our country. Well, I hate to tell you this, but that was caused by the previous administration.
Yep.
And guess what? While they were here during that administration, how much money did we spend on them
Mhm.
to live here,
Yeah.
to feed them, to house them?
How many hotels? In
And where's that money coming from, people?
EBT cards, bank cards, all kinds
Right.
of. They
It's
got
coming
free-
from
they got
your-
free
from your
money.
taxes.
Oh yeah.
Well, we
So-
saw that. I mean, if you come, unfortunately, the paperwork to come in is so long and to get in that it just makes it difficult to do that.
Sure.
But they should probably somehow streamline that process so people can come in. People that are good. So a lot of work on that whole part of it.
Hey, listen, I have to go through security checks all the time. Every time I go back to Millstones, another security check. It's easier for me because I've done it so many times, right?
Mhm.
But everybody needs to have a security check when they come to this country. If you go to other countries, they require it. They require proof.
We, like you said, we have it within our own country.
Right.
Just us that are naturalized
Yeah.
citizens.
You just get employed in different places. You got to prove this, that, every other thing,
Mhm.
right? And you got to get background checks. So what makes it any different for anybody else coming to this
No, you're
country?
right. I don't disagree.
So all this nonsense that certain people are talking about, well, it's not fair. Well, guess what? Life isn't fair,
Life is not fair.
but we have a process. We need to
Sometimes you
follow
get
it.
crappy weather in Florida on vacation.
That's right. And you come back grumpy and cold and
Come back with a wet diaper. You're not happy. It's just the way it is, right?
The
It's
problem
all right.
is
It's just
now-
a figment of your
The problem
imagination.
is now is everything's on, the shoe's on the other foot now. So now they're upset, and I'm not on either side, but they're upset
Oh, you are.
because now it's them. And I laugh at Blumenthal. Blumenthal now has got this bill. He's trying to stop presidential pardons because of what Trump did with the January 6th people.
Oh my God!
What
Not,
about
not
what
because of what
Biden
Biden did.
That's what I'm
4,200
saying.
of them.
But the shoes on the other foot. Why didn't he say that when Biden, let all those criminals out? He didn't. He just kept his mouth shut. But now, because the January 6th ones are out, now he's trying to do it. But what happened to all of
Because they brutally attacked the police at the Capitol.
Yeah.
a bunch of
One cop,
But what about the freaking? What about the people that?
and he still spent time in prison. He still spent 3 years in prison.
Damn right.
But what about the people in the riots during a couple of years ago in Minnesota, where they burned all the freaking properties?
Yep. How about
in Washington
Baltimore?
and New York
Yep.
City?
Yeah, catch and
where people
release.
were getting
Yep.
beat up and
They didn't even
things were
catch
getting
them.
stolen. Not one freaking person.
How about
Got arrested.
out in Washington State? What was that? The zone out there.
Oh yeah.
How about was it Washington? I believe.
Yeah, it was Washington.
Seattle.
I believe so.
Seattle was a mess.
Seattle.
So
that
nothing ever
zone
happened.
out there. They let them do whatever the frig they wanted to
So
do out
they
there.
Took over.
Why weren't they arrested?
A police precinct they took
think they-
over in a
Yep.
courthouse.
I mean,
Yep.
some of those people did some pretty bad shit.
They killed people supposedly out there. And
You
got away
know,
with it.
so what the hell's the difference? But again, the shoes on the other.
So here's the
Yeah.
thing: they're going to be running scared because when the truth comes out, and it's going to come out about January 6th and what's been going on, all these people that are keep pointing at that.
You know, I'm tired of hearing about the truths are going to come out. This is going to come out. The swamp is going to be cleared.
Drained. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bunch of horse shit. You know, they're not going to hear anything. It's not going. Nothing's going to be. You know, I mean, now Trump is saying we're going to talk about the aliens and the drones, and I can't believe it. They're not telling you people. Right?
Oh,
They ain't gonna be nothing.
Once the JFK files released, the RFK
Isn't it
files
weird how
released,
there's
and
nobody's reporting?
MLK?
Isn't it weird that people aren't reporting drones over New Jersey anymore?
I just saw a comment on Facebook the other day about a drone here in town. One drone. I mean, for what, 2 weeks you had it every night. 10 people on there. Yeah, I got this one. This one. Drones all over. Where'd
It's
they
a
go?
plane.
Where'd they go?
Yeah.
It's a plane because you know what it is. You got all these people, you know, that are so used to just looking straight ahead, right? You know, you get somebody to actually look up, and everything's a freaking drone.
In the night sky, you see the flashing red lights.
If you look around here, if you look on a map,
Oh, it's right to Providence.
exactly, Providence and Boston. I mean, it's a.
But these
Hartford.
people are saying these things are flying lower than planes are. So I'm not
Well,
so sure.
And how do they know this?
You can tell how high something
What about
is.
how accurate Venus you can see right now in the
Well,
sky? Is that a drone?
No, everybody. Yeah, well, you would hope everybody knows that, but yeah,
See what I'm saying?
it's one bright light. I mean, planes are multiple lights. Drones.
The point is that you know the inauguration. You don't hear about it anymore.
Yeah.
It's gone. It's done.
We didn't hear
So the
much
plane
about
stopped
it
flying.
before
is what
that.
you're saying.
Yeah.
If it went away, the plane stopped, right? No,
Well-
I don't think so.
The problem is that when we think of planes like the big planes we see at the airports, the smaller planes, the little Piper Cubs. But you could actually buy a plane, a single person plane, that's probably no bigger than this friggin' table. You can buy it for like $100,000. In 2 weeks of demonstration, you can fly the thing yourself. There's even one that I was watching a documentary on where if the pilot dies, you press the freaking button and the thing will go right back to the airport just like on its own. So you don't have to worry about the pilot croaking. So you can buy these things.
So who else
They
is in the
have
pilot in a
one
plane that small?
Huh?
We got another person in that?
Yeah,
One person.
who's pushing that
But they
button?
have them with two person.
Oh, I'm gonna say if
I was going to say, if the pilot died, who's pushing the
somebody
button?
croaks, he croaks, he's going down.
honest to God, they actually have it's a two-seater. The pilot sits front,
Yeah.
and the passenger sits right behind. And above the panel, there's actually a button. If something happens to the pilot, you press the freaking button.
And
plane
GPS
goes
takes it right
where
back to the
goes.
airport. Huh?
Lands by itself, just like a
Volkswagen
drone.
has a feature now
Yeah,
in their car that if it doesn't recognize the driver anymore, you know, kind of like Tesla, you know, you got to whack the wheel, you know, every 8 seconds or something like that. If it doesn't, it'll take over and then it'll slowly drive you to the side of the road
Okay.
and park you. Yeah.
so there's a technology today is unbelievable. So it could have been a small plane. Believe it, I was shocked, but I saw these little.
Well, I'm
As a matter of
thinking
fact, they have them.
Ding, 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 ding.
They actually can raise up
Yeah.
by themselves.
Yeah.
They don't have to take off. You just go. Zoop.
This is not a strange thing. This
No.
is, this is something that is happening now,
Absolutely.
you know? And
In fact, I wanted to buy one.
Well,
why don't
why
you get
not?
one?
It's a
Sell
drop
all
in a
your
bucket for
cars.
Paul Ash.
you could sell your Chevelle and get a plane, and then you can gift it to me when you die. Well, it's not for a long time yet, Paul, but I would still want the plane.
Yeah,
I've actually had
I'll
that
buy the
thing.
Chevelle. I'll fund that
I
airplane
had
for
it
you.
like 10, I've had that thing for 10 years.
What, the plane?
No, the Chevelle.
It's a really sweet car.
10 years I've had it.
It is. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll figure out what we're going to talk to or we're going to speak to when we get back. Don't forget tonight, right after the show, there's going to be high school basketball, Grizzled against Woodstock Academy, live from the Woodstock Academy Fieldhouse. And by the way, it's not Woodstock Academy, it's the Woodstock Academy. Didn't know if you knew that.
Ooh.
You know, a lot of people don't know that. But it is the Woodstock Academy. And tonight's game is being brought to you by our title sponsor, Bill's Bedding and Furniture Showroom on North Main Street in Danielson.
That's how you sleep at night.
Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, their President's Day sale is on now. Right now, and they still have the 0% interest for 12 months equal payments on what it is you buy. Serta mattresses are on sale, and if you buy a Serta mattress right now, you get a 25th anniversary Serta sheep. You know those little stuffed animals, the little sheep.
Used to jump over you when you're
Mhm.
sleeping, right?
What number is it?
What sleep number is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
They have different numbers on them, but it's something. But you also get. I just think it's kind of fun. So it's really kind of neat. So
69.
head on up to Bill's Bedding and Furniture Showroom. That is North Main Street in Danielson. They are our title sponsor for this evening.
You buy better,
Better it burns,
much better.
so much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns.
You buy better, it burns. You buy better.
The more things change, the more they stay the same. The insurance industry is changing every day, from rates to coverages, what qualifies and what doesn't. What always stays the same, though? The Burns Agency's commitment to quality local customer service at unbeatable prices. Call, email, or visit us at byrnesagency.com. Or, like always, stop by our convenient locations in Norwich and Dayville. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
You buy better,
Better it burns,
much better.
so much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns.
Buying, refinancing, or renovating. Your home goals may just be closer and easier than you think with help from your neighbors at Eastern. The lending team at Eastern Connecticut Savings Bank would love to help you understand all the options available to you. And they're happy to help you every step of the way in achieving your dreams because they live where you live. Stop into a branch location or reach out in their easy online mortgage lending center. Get started with Eastern Connecticut Savings Bank at bankeasternct.com. That's bankeasternct.com.
Okay, we are back here at SNSN. Thanks for hanging with us today. Don't forget high school basketball right after we are out of here. Amazingly enough, I will be in Woodstock as soon as the show gets over. I'm a time traveler.
How's the basketball teams doing anyway? How are they doing? Record-wise.
Grizzle team.
Grizzle's 8-3.
Okay.
They're on a skid right now. They've lost 2 in a row. They lost to Stonington, which you really can't say much because Stonington has this kid that came back who's like 6'9", 6'8".
Oh my God.
But they have 2 kids about that tall. They have these twin
Jeez.
towers now. But with the second one, who had like a broken leg or I don't know what it was, but it was the first game they had him back, so he missed more than half the season. And he's back, and they're good. They're good with that second kid because that makes not so much that he's like, and he's a good player, but you add him into the mix, and that team is just
Not
so
going
much
to get any
better.
rebounds. No, you're not going to get any rebounds with those two out there.
Oh, you can.
He can hold that
Well,
ball
you
up
can't-
there. You're never
well,
getting it.
Wow.
And
Inside game shot. Those two guys.
they lost to Waterford.
Yeah.
77-71. I believe that went to overtime too. And so they're on a 2-game skid. They have Woodstock tonight. The Woodstock.
The
The Woodstock Academy.
That's right.
Mhm.
The
So-
Paul Ash.
Yeah.
That's right.
Esquire.
We have a-
Esquire.
We have a cameraman. I call him the Dan Matheson. All right. So Wayne, you had mentioned something, or you talked about.
That's right. My cohort to the right here brought it to our attention.
All right, Rich. Wasn't it you? Yeah.
Yeah, somebody brought
Trees in front of. So, Rich, do you want to speak to it?
Yeah, I don't care. I mean, so the other day on Facebook, somebody had started a conversation about the trees that have been recently cut down up on the school properties, most notably in front of the middle school, the trees out in the grass out there.
Yeah.
Gone. So, everybody's asking questions, and it's been explained that they were deemed unsafe by our town tree warden, who's Paul Bricky, has been for years. Evidently, there was some concerns from the school to bring Paul Bricky in to look at those trees. And
Is Bricky an arborist, or
I don't know. I guess he's got to have some kind of certification.
I think they brought an arborist in to take a look at them too.
It was determined that the trees needed to go. Now, at the last Board of Education meeting, it was discussed, that those trees were going to be replaced in the springtime. All of them that it got cut down. Well, people don't go to meetings. People don't find out about these things. So they go to Facebook, obviously, and start asking questions.
Which gets nothing done.
No, especially if you're talking to more people that didn't go to meetings. Well, there's, one person in town who's that guy and started asking questions about it and then quizzing things and, what kind of, who do we have for a tree warden? Who do we have this? Listen, go to the meetings, find out. On and on it goes. So, through the help of some other people, I did get a link because I said, listen, those meetings are all recorded. It's in writing. It's in video. Go look for it. I can't find it. Well, for a guy that's so smart, you think it would be simple to find. So I got, with some help from somebody else, I had the link sent to me and I sent it to him. Still got problems. And so I don't know what to tell you. So other people got involved that knew more about it than I did. And you just can't get it through. And, I think most people understood that the trees were deemed unsafe, dying, dead, rotten, whatever was going on with them. And they got taken down and they're going to be put back. But there's always that one person. And it just hasn't stopped since yesterday. So Wayne sees the other side of it.
Saturday. We were flying back. We were in the airport.
Right. He sees the other side of it, obviously. I've seen it on Facebook on Griswold Now. And it's like, I don't get it. There's a meeting tonight. I'd like to educate him. There's a meeting at 6:00 tonight. Board of Education meeting at the middle school. Be there. You got questions? There's a public forum. Ask.
Yeah.
I don't know what more to say.
Yeah. Get educated before you, get all heated up over something.
He wasn't heated. He just you'd give him the answers he's looking for. And
he didn't like it.
Well, it would just be another stupid question. And it's like, listen, I just gave you what you needed to know. I mean, come on.
Not to mention the fact that we had that microburst back in June. I took down a bunch of trees, couple trees at the school, bunch of trees in my neighborhood. Took one of mine, took one down in my yard, and so luckily nobody was near those trees when they went down, right? Just imagine some kids walking, or whatever near those trees. Because I'll tell you what, about a week after that microburst, I had a birch tree that half of it decided to fall down by itself because it got weakened by that storm. So, that probably prompted them to start taking a look at some of the other trees on the property to make sure that we weren't going to have anybody get hurt, or a big part of the tree fall on somebody, kid. That would be, disastrous if that happened. So it's all preventive measures. That's what.
But if the trees are dead,
yep,
and they got to come down, I don't know what the problem is. And if the school says they're going to replace them anyway, what's the problem?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they made it clear that they were going to get replaced.
Yeah, is it going to take several years for those trees to catch up with the original trees? Yeah. Did the trees look beautiful? Yeah, but you know what? They were also it was a hazard that had to be dealt with. So there you go.
Paul, you were going to say something.
Well, if you put people in charge to look at certain things and they make the decision to cut the tree down, what's the problem? I mean, if you decide on your property you want to cut the freaking tree down, and I don't like it, Well, tough shit. You could have cut the tree down whether they like it or not.
I made a comment that
I mean-
the superintendent at the Board of Education meeting explained it all, and he says to me, and he said, "What? I'm not going to recite it to you. Go look it up or go to the meetings." But the best part is I told him who the tree warden was, and he actually came back with, if I can find it, it was this big thing. He actually confirmed the fact that the town has to have a tree warden. It's an appointed position. They have to have, he mentioned certificates and certifications or whatever. And I can't find it. He probably took it down. I'm not so sure. But, it's like, all right, so you know all that, and you're still asking what the superintendent said at the Board of Education meeting about these trees. I mean, listen, you found all of this out that I've already told you, but now you won't go the one step further to find out what you really wanted to find out.
Yeah.
After being told.
I wonder how many people really give a shit whether they cut the trees down or not.
Well, most people wanted to know why.
There was something
it's
probably
understandable.
you get. So this is what I get out of it. Right? I'm not on social media, but my wife is, and a lot of my friends are. This guy over there, king of social media over here.
Well, we also must note too that your wife is the chairperson,
Board of Ed chair. So yeah,
right, but not everybody knows that.
She's been involved.
Yeah, she was
No,
involved.
I know, but I'm talking about anybody that's listening to the show.
Yeah, she was
They
one of
may
the
not
sources.
know what the connection is here.
Well, let me just back that up. If you got to go to the frickin' Board of Education to get permission to cut down frickin' trees, that is the most asimile thing I've ever heard of.
No, you don't.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
They're
If
not.
they had to.
They just knew what was happening.
There's
You just
freaking
spoke
people-
about at the meeting.
If you put people on that friggin' school and they find a safety issue and they find those trees were dangerous, cut the goddamn things down and screw you, Mr. Resident.
Yeah, so I believe
So he
the
actually
process superintendent contacts tree warden. Tree
Yeah.
warden comes out and takes a look at it,
But the man, you cut them.
and he
If
says,
he's
"Yeah,
got
we got to cut
questions,
them
I'm
down."
sure he gets a hold of an arborist
Yeah,
or somebody's going to
right.
cut these trees down.
Yeah.
He's not cutting them down.
Right. Then you got to hire a tree
Yeah.
company to cut the tree down.
Right. He says the Connecticut tree wardens are appointed public officials responsible for trees alongside public roads and in public spaces other than those on state property under the jurisdiction of a park commission. Each municipality is required to have a tree warden. The tree wardens include approving the planting, pruning, or removal of trees under his or her authority. And he posted this himself. And he's still asking these questions over and over again.
It was his judgment to get an arborist in, take a look at it, and
course.
cut them down.
I think he's just being a hard ass.
It's not.
You see the look in his face.
You want to read it?
No, I think he's being a hard ass and he's trying to give you a hard time.
It's like this with everything with him. He is. He questions a lot. I get it, but when you give him the answer, it doesn't stop, and he won't go look it up. He won't go to meetings. I don't know what to say.
I've seen him in a
He's
couple
got-
meetings.
Unfortunately, because he's got people like everybody
I mean,
else
I
that
have.
Yeah,
responds to him and say, if I look it up, he'll tell me. So,
but
What are you gonna
in any case, if you have questions about stuff, there's a place you can find where you can send emails to people that are in the know, and you can get answers.
You can put it on Facebook. Somebody
Right.
there probably has, if nothing else, the resources to tell you who to go talk to. Well, when they tell you that, take it to the bank. Use it.
Yeah.
I mean,
he was probably looking for you guys to say it wasn't true fact.
I'm grizzled now. Listen,
True or false?
there's no tree
True or
committees.
false?
There's no true or false. There's no
That's the
tree
other thing.
committees on there.
If you're going to watch a show, look at the title, will you?
True or false, right?
Look at the title, true or false. Then you'll find out that
Well, I know when I worked at Eversource, a lot of people had big issues with cutting trees down. When you tried to cut a tree down on the highway, they were pissed.
Yeah.
They
Okay, wait till your power goes out because of that tree. Then we'll worry
well,
about
that
it, right?
that was the biggest problem
Yeah.
I remember during one of the hurricanes.
Yep.
recently.
Sure.
Most of the trees that caused the issues were on people's property.
Mhm.
And what they did is they took the lights down because they don't want to cut the trees. Well, these were, I realize these probably weren't around any kind of power lines, but look at the state. Why is the state cutting down trees?
I don't know.
They're cutting them down
Spent a
because,
lot of friggin' money.
well, they're cutting the trees down because of what happened on the Merritt Parkway,
you had that one tree come down.
because they killed somebody.
Yeah.
So they're cutting everything going on.
They have to go quite a ways back. Some of those trees are fairly tall.
Yeah,
It's
some of
like,
them trees, if they fell, would still land on the road anyway.
But You know, since they're making up that, clearing out all that land, you might as well put solar panels in there. What the hell?
There you go.
You know,
True or false?
what the hell? So it's
Power up the lights
Yeah,
on the
that's it.
highway, right?
cut all the trees down and put the solar panels up.
Battery banks.
That'll
you can
clean
power
our
up all the
air.
highway lights right
You know.
there
That's
for
a good
free.
point. Let's put some solar panels.
Trees really don't do anything anyway, do
No,
they?
they don't.
No,
They don't.
They don't
They
clean
don't
up the
provide
air or
oxygen
nothing.
or
Right.
anything like that, right?
Well,
No.
that's originally why they were there, is to kill the carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that went out the window.
They cut a lot of trees.
Well, everybody's got electric cars now, Paul.
Yeah, well, that's true. They're all battery operated.
That's it. More solar panels. There you go. Charge your car.
What's it take to charge those batteries, though? Still a
Actually, you know what? We
Still
can
a
put
carbon
windmills
foot-
along the highway. That way, when they fall over, you're really causing problems.
We're gonna put the wind tunnels up.
Yeah.
So we'll do the blades at the center of the highway. So when they fall, they're not going to kill you. It's going to cut you up in pieces.
Yeah.
That's the ones that build them down at the State Pier in New London, right?
I'm not sure if they're still doing that, are they?
There's something down there.
I mean, they're
I went by
going-
there the other day. They're still.
There's something going in Long Island now.
Yeah,
After
those
you-
sub-
Well, that's been a project. Yes. That's been actually
A while.
go forward, come back, go forward, come back. So, but I don't know what's going to now with a new administration that is not necessarily all about this Green Deal stuff and all that.
That's not really going to affect us here.
What, the windmills and the sound and stuff like that.
No, I was talking about like trees and stuff like that. And
The trees.
Did I miss something? I don't know.
We're talking about windmills.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, carry
we
on.
went from trees to windmills. Trees to windmills. Keep sucking on your hot balls. over
No, I
there.
wanted to let you know that tomorrow we have.
Look how many he's going through. 1, 2, 3.
No. These
Those
are
are
only gave
leftover
them 5
wrappers
today.
from the other day.
Yeah, I only gave them 5.
I'm being rationed.
You like those hot balls.
I'm waiting for the sugar to
I think
kick
the
in.
older you get, the more phallic symbols you guys come up with. I like sucking on those balls. You're talking about pickles. I mean, really, guys? I mean, what?
I should have brought my comfort pickle with me on the airplane. I saw all
Upside
these-
down pineapples next.
Oh, don't take away that.
Yeah, upside down pineapples. Yeah.
Miranda Mahoney going to be here tomorrow
Okay.
at 5:30 from Gristle Pride.
Oh,
She'll be here tomorrow.
Good.
And also, program note, mark it on your calendars, kids. Monday, February 3rd, Tina Falk.
Okay. And there you go.
So those are a couple of bookings that we have right now.
just,
All right.
Just Tina, not the rest of it.
I did tell Tina that, if she wants to bring in, the other selectmen, she's more than welcome to.
Update us on some stuff.
Yeah. What do you got, Paul? You must have some, or you got a boring ordinance book with you that everybody gives a shit about.
Zoning.
Oh, you gave
Zoning regulations.
Zoning regulations.
Geez, let's talk about zoning regulations.
From 2014.
And everybody want an
Oh.
afternoon nap? We'll talk about zoning regulations.
Yep. Oh, there they go. Everybody's leaving. Well, thanks for watching us.
No,
Have a good night.
We're not doing any of that nonsense. No. So, see what else?
They are important, though, until they affect you.
There is a long-standing history, Paul,
Yeah.
that nobody gives a shit. There's a long-standing
Until
history.
it affects you.
There was a paragraph in here that talks about Heritage River. It says Mike Minarski said.
Oh, yeah. Mike Minarski said that the thing was dead before it started. It was DOA.
Actually, Mike was the he was the arborist then with the degrees.
That's a shame.
Yeah, he did.
They basically
Yeah, they saved some blackberry bushes and some little lizards or some shit up there.
Yeah, he went to look at the trees the other day. Says, I don't like them. Cut them down.
Mhm.
That's what happened.
Screw that shit.
that whole project they basically jerked this town around.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah, they did.
well, the trees are probably going to fall in the new field.
Now-
huh?
Now they're trying to go ahead and sell the land.
$9 million. There's
9 point something, right?
9.4, 9.6, something like that, $million.
10 million, 9 million, 9 or something.
9 something.
That's what the town planner put out at the last CEC meeting. That's what they were working with the realtor for.
How many acres?
64.
I think he said it was like 160, 180 grand an acre.
It was a lot.
That's a lot of money.
True.
I just got a call from the United States.
True.
Did you?
Yeah,
They're
whatever.
probably asking for your visa.
They're coming to get you. To take you away. They're coming to get you to take you away.
Yeah, whatever.
He's going back to Peru.
So, yeah, 9.6 million, 9.4 million. And I think when we asked the question, town planner, what they originally bought it for, he said it was between 1.5 and 4 million or something. He couldn't remember the exact number, but
Yeah, they got a little over $1 million tied up in it. Yep.
yeah, between the engineering and whatever.
Yeah, but that's if somebody goes with the same plan that they went with. But if somebody comes in and wants to do something else, guess what? It's not so over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that parcel's zoned for, what
We can do
Heritage River's
anything
going to
down
do.
there, but
Yeah, the zoning,
yeah,
planning and zoning could change it to
Yeah.
somebody else comes in, let's do something else, right?
right.
Yeah, if they wanted to do commercial, well, then you got to get it rezoned.
That's what
I don't know
we
why
need.
everybody's freaking out. That area is going to get sold out and it's going to get built out.
Yeah, someday.
I think sooner than later. I mean, as soon as the infrastructure is in there, but and done and everything. But
Well, they know it's going in, so why aren't people looking at it?
spring.
No. Can't wait. Why are you wasting the time now? Should be looking at it now. No reason.
Well,
Maybe there is somebody looking at it. We don't know.
Well,
we
it
don't
might
know
know
about
that,
it.
right?
Yeah, we don't
Yeah, I
know.
don't know. What's EDC? You're on EDC.
Wouldn't know.
We
You're
wouldn't know.
supposed to know.
No, we
Wouldn't
don't
know.
You're
No,
not
we
being
don't
told
know.
anything?
No, we don't
It's
know.
kept like this.
No, we don't know.
They're not going to tell you nothing until it's written in paper somewhere, somebody's
Oh,
bunch of
exactly.
signatures and
Yeah.
approved and all that
Can't
stuff.
tell you. Can't tell
that
you.
commission needs to be disbanded.
Top
Yeah.
secret. Can't tell you.
Yeah, if we tell you, up to kill you.
They're killing themselves, trying to figure out what's going on.
So, anyway.
Yeah, that commission.
EDC needs to go away. It's useless.
Well,
I told that to the first selectman. You know what? She didn't disagree.
well, there isn't one in Plainfield. There's no EDC in Plainfield. Well,
Yeah, there is.
Yeah,
Great,
there
there
is.
is the EDC.
They
That's
have
what I mean. That's
Yeah.
it.
they have a director
That's
that
it.
works with
That's
Right.
it.
her commission.
That's it. There's
Right.
no. I don't think there's any.
He had
I don't believe so.
they had an EDC, at least when we talked to him.
I don't think
several
it
months
does.
ago.
I don't think there's a. I don't think there's a safety committee either.
I don't know. What are you trying to do, Paul? Get us all out of business or something?
Cutting into my wallet now, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, them paychecks.
I count on those paychecks like the one I do here. Come on, let's go.
Uh,
I don't know. I hate to say it, but I think safety should go.
I don't disagree.
Be honest with you.
They don't
I
let
think
you-
it's
they
just
don't
fluff,
let-
you know?
They don't let you do much.
I know,
think-
so I don't
we're
know
not
why.
allowed-
Just-
We're not allowed to do anything. And then the other thing too is if there's any kind of first aid classes and safety classes, that should be responsibility of the fire departments. Right?
I don't think it's written down anywhere,
Well, we can't do it anyway.
but we typically we're fortunate to have an individual in the fire
Well,
department
yeah,
that does
True.
a lot of that stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mr. Waslick, he
If you
does a
walk
lot of
away,
that stuff.
You got nobody.
Yeah, true.
Nobody's
But
going to step up.
but we still have the fire chiefs that come to our meetings.
Yeah, that's true.
And do
they're not
report
gonna
outs.
step up and
Chief.
start doing training.
Yep.
So, I mean,
How
So,
about the Glasgow Water Pollution Control Authority?
Yeah, there's another good one. Griswold Water Pollution Control.
it's
Authority, too,
actually
for that matter.
they're actually both the same thing, Glasgow and Griswold.
Mhm. Go look at their agendas and their minutes over the
Yeah.
last 3 years. It'll explain it all.
Local Government Research Committee.
that's got to be the last one looking at the 5.
The what? Oh,
That's the new one that was created several months ago to talk about do we need to change government structure.
Oh, yeah.
how about the Rickstown Cemetery Committee?
Every once in a while, something comes up on that.
That's pretty dead, though.
Yeah, I
I
know.
think that
Well, nobody knows. Those guys didn't see that one coming. I mean, that was-
yeah, I think we got one guy that maintains it. That's about it. He shows
All
up at the
right.
meeting.
But,
that's all.
but these are things that are on the website. That
Yep.
it's just fluff. And why? The Senior Center Building Committee, shouldn't that go away?
Yeah, I thought
I thought they did away with it.
I thought they had voted. You know what? I think there was a couple things
Yeah, but I thought that all got
hanging
resolved.
out there
I
as
thought
part
it
of the
all got
project.
resolved.
I don't know if that all got.
There was
some.
the generator at one point, and then there was the front door things.
Yeah, so I don't know.
I
Maybe
thought that was done.
that should probably be looked at, but that's not for us to say. That
No, no.
belongs to the.
What about the special committee on park safety? That has not done anything since
That was-
2022.
That was formed as a result of the situations that were going down at the youth center and the skate park. If you remember, there was a lot of drugs going on. We had a meeting down there between safety and the youth center.
Mhm.
Dana was in. She put together this. We said no. Why don't we just work together and resolve it? Sharkey was in at the time, and she came up with this thought of having this committee to look at park safety. And I think Rich Waslick was on it or something.
Well, it's just
anything-
public health and safety. It's already a safety committee.
Yeah, I mean,
why do you need another one?
that's what we said. And nothing ever happened to it. It never, because Sharkey went and he put the cameras in, he did all the other stuff
Yeah.
with some money he had. Nothing ever happened. That's what it was.
Okay.
Anything else you got?
I'm just looking at these committees that, just don't, to me, they don't add up to shit,
That would probably, that's,
and it's just, why are they there?
Or even the Griswold Water Pollution Authority.
Well,
You looked at it and you said they meet like what 3-4 times a year, and half the time they
I
cancel.
think over the last 3 years, they probably scheduled maybe 10 or 12 meetings and probably canceled 5 or 6 of them. And then you go look at the ones that they did hold meetings on, and you look at their notes from the meetings. Bare bones. Nothing.
So
like the Rickstown Cemetery canceled, and that was June of last year, and that's the only thing that's been done.
yeah, so some of that probably needs to be reviewed, and revisited, and updated, and
sounds like an ordinance group.
it sounds like Paul's getting tired of going to meetings every month. That's what it sounds like to me.
I did not mind going to meetings over the last few years because we were free to do a lot of things. And then now we got clamped down that we're not supposed to do anything. So, so why?
8, 12, 13 meetings since 22. 2 canceled.
Who's that?
Griswold Water Pollution.
Oh.
13 meetings, 2, maybe I'm off a little bit, 3. 3 have been canceled. So 10 meetings since 2022. And you look at the notes, and there's not a lot happening.
So
Well, not making much money on that committee.
I'm not making money on any of the
They
committees.
don't even have a chair for the Griswold Water Pollution Control. Mike LaLima.
Oh, I want that.
Mike LaLima stepped down after 26 years or something, I think it was.
They didn't have a meeting to replace them.
Probably.
well, they had a bunch of people drop off, and they didn't have enough to make a quorum, and they had to do something. Otherwise,
If you don't have a meeting, why the hell did people say, "Oh, screw this"?
I don't know, there's something they were concerned about, that if something came up about the water, you couldn't get, that's part of the zoning. I think it has to be,
We can discuss that on the 3rd,
right.
when they come in. So,
So
all right.
they talked about it at the borough meeting a month ago, something like that, about the lack of
Why is the water
representation.
Why is the Griswold Water Authority in the borough? Isn't it the town or is it the borough?
Well, the town doesn't have a water company. The borough does.
Right.
The borough has a company
had.
that works in the borough, that feeds the borough,
Mm.
but it doesn't belong to the borough.
No, it's another company
Yeah.
that's from Hazardville, but
Yeah.
they're still responsible for it. The borough, it's not a town thing.
Well, I think there's feeds outside of the borough.
Well, it's water and sewage that
You
you're
know where it
looking
goes
at.
outside the borough? Up to the Ocean
So-
State Job Lot. I have about 6 houses past that. That's where it goes, that and sewer. Because when they built that property, it was in swampland, and when they pushed everything this way, and it polluted all their wells and septic systems up there on the right side of 138. That's where the water and sewer goes outside of the borough.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in a minute to end this shenanigans. So, don't forget Miranda Mahoney from Grizzle Pride tomorrow night. So we will talk about that, and we shall be back. Uno momento.
Is it safe to visit the dentist? In a word, yes, especially if that dentist is Dr. Katzoff and the staff at Griswold Dental Associates. They follow all the latest safety protocols while doing what they do best, taking care of you. From preventive to restorative, your dental care couldn't be in better hands. To schedule your appointment, call Griswold Dental Associates today, 860-376-2626. That's 860-376-2626.
If you're talking, they will hear you.
Why are we getting killed like this?
Kyle's not here. Got caught drinking beer in the park a couple of nights ago.
Really?
Yeah, 0 tolerance. He's out for the season.
Harsh.
Hey, he knew not to drink. We've made that clear to all of our kids, right?
No, not really.
Bill, if we don't tell them what we expect and why they shouldn't drink, how are they going to know?
Talk. They hear you. For more information, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.com.
Strain Family Motors has arrived. They're your local auto super center. Put some excitement in your day and rent a Polaris Slingshot from Strain Family Motors, adjacent to the Green Onion Restaurant on River Road. Check out Strain Family Motors Super Center on Facebook as well as strainfamilymotors.com for everything sales, service, and excitement. River Road, Lisbon, Strain Family Motors, your local auto.
All right, we're back.
Yeah.
But they've been hard.
They have no idea what we're talking about off microphone, so
Yeah.
just continuing with that's going to be nothing.
Hey, how about, why don't you show what you got? What I got you?
I did earlier.
Did you? Oh, you got Figment again?
I did.
Another Figment. Because he disappeared last year.
I figured out where he went.
Oh, yeah?
Benny.
Oh.
You gave it to him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Every once in a while, he cleans up around here.
Yeah, every once in a while. Oh, yeah, I'll give that to Benny. Yeah, okay. That's all right.
Hold on, keep it up.
He looks like you.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people wished that Mike was a figment of their imagination, but, you know.
But I'm really here. Sorry.
Really here. Once in a while, step in another dimension.
He's been in a dimension for a long time.
Comes back a little weirder than before.
You keep floating back and forth.
Is it vertical or is it horizontal?
Yes.
Yep. It's the outer limits.
It's like this. Staggered.
Used to love that show. Remember that
The
show?
Outer Limits?
Outer Limits. Used to love that show.
I loved
I was a kid.
Twilight Zone, the old ones. One of my favorite ones was. Do you remember Agnes Moorehead? She used to be the mother on
Bewitched. Yeah.
There was one episode where it was her, and she lived in an old log cabin, and she's just sweeping and sweeping and sweeping, and then all of a sudden she started hearing things in her cabin, and she couldn't find it. She didn't know what it was, and then she would hear footsteps and stuff. And do you know which one I'm talking about? Have you seen this one?
I've seen it several times.
Probably.
Yep.
So anyway,
surprise ending.
Yeah. Well, they all were. They all were kind of like that. And then it was revealed that the whatever wasn't it wasn't a mouse or anything. It was actually a USA astronaut. and he radios, "Hurry, come and get me! We found a planet full of giants."
Yeah. Mute giant. She couldn't talk either.
No.
She didn't speak a single word, just grunted some. That was about it. But, yeah.
The other one was that I liked a lot was there was this girl. She was getting surgery. Her face was all wrapped up. And they were saying how abnormal she looked and how terrible she looked. And then at the end of the show, because you don't see anybody around her except for shadows. We unwrap her. And this one actually freaked me out. It really did. Because, and you look and she's just pretty blonde. And they're going, "Oh my God, the surgery didn't work." and then you look up and everybody has pig faces.
Yeah, they were ugly. I think it was Beauty. I think it was called The Eye of the Beholder. It was
Something like
it was
that.
that one, yeah.
I think you're right.
And then they brought this guy in from another planet, or a certain portion of the planet, certain planet that has all these so-called deformed people on it, and it's a good-looking guy who comes walking in that takes her to this, people of deformities. Matter of fact, I think the woman that played that was Ellie Mae, Beverly Hillbillies.
Oh, jeez.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, she was a pretty blonde.
Oh, yeah, she was.
Wild, but it happens at the end. It's like a
yeah.
So.
Oh no.
All right.
There's a lot of them like that.
Ellie Mae.
Yeah. All right, we're out of here. Thanks for it, guys.
Yep.
All right, coming up next, basketball. Live from Woodstock Academy, Griswold and Woodstock Academy.
The Woodstock.
That's
The
absolutely
Woodstock
true.
Academy, yes.
All right. Thanks for joining us here on SN.